Hey legends, James here. Really excited to be back with you today, enjoying a little bit of isolation backyard time. Hopefully you're all enjoying your time in isolation, making the most of it. And we just want to say thank you for everyone who has commented in our last post, as well as sent us personal messages, sharing your thoughts. Really awesome to hear from you all. So without further ado, I'm really excited to get into the next segment of the two minds conversation and why it's so relevant to our times right now. So in our last video, we spoke about the distinction between our two minds, our conscious mind and our unconscious mind, and how the connection between these two minds creates a seamless process of thought that allows our life to flow and gives us direction with the decisions that we make. So on that note, I've got something to show you inside that goes a little bit deeper into this connection between our two minds. Come on, come with me, I'll show you. So I'd like to welcome you to the thought board and a few thoughts that we prepared earlier. So for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to ask you to employ your imagination, okay? And I want you to imagine your two minds, your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, and imagine them as two clouds floating up above you, level with each other, and between those two clouds, there's a zip line connecting the two, just like in the first model behind me. So ideally, the objective is to get our thoughts flowing seamlessly. So over here in example number 1, like I mentioned, you'll notice that our unconscious mind and our conscious mind are level with each other, and the zip line here is perfectly level in itself. So whether you're on the side of the unconscious mind or the side of the conscious mind, thoughts can flow seamlessly one side to the other without effort. And that's the ideal situation to build with the communication between our two minds. In number 2, you'll notice that there is a complete disconnect. So this is the reality for many people. Their unconscious mind and their conscious mind are completely disconnected from each other. They feel like they're falling, and it's not until they're falling that they realize the gravity of the situation they're in. This is obviously not a very effective way of communicating between the two minds, and it causes a whole lot of dissonance and a whole lot of misdirection in our life. But it is really, really common. You may potentially relate to this model. The third model below is an interesting model in itself. What you'll notice is that the unconscious mind and the conscious mind are at different levels. So it's not that the line isn't straight or that it's disconnected. It's that the thoughts just seem to travel in one direction all of the time. And this is another really common example of communication between the two minds, that we tend to go with the thoughts from either our conscious side or our unconscious side because we're always getting directed in the same direction. The thoughts are traveling in one direction more than the other. So now that we've been through all 3 communication patterns, we can have a bit of a chat about some examples. So let's start with the bottom model, the uphill battle. Every day I wake up and I just know that I shouldn't be in this job. However, I find it really, really difficult to take the steps to get out of it. That's a perfect example of the uphill battle. Unconsciously, I know I shouldn't be there. However, consciously, I just struggle to take the steps. The thoughts have so much resistance trying to get to the conscious action that they just don't seem to make it. Now in example 2, we have the complete disconnect. The battle hasn't even started. I'm always in two minds. I'm unaware of the direction that I'm going. I don't know what to do next. And communication between my two minds feels basically non-existent. And lastly, we come back to the ideal situation, a seamless communication between our unconscious mind and our conscious mind. My thoughts, they flow. I feel like I have direction in life. The job that I work in is everything that I want to be. It reflects my values, my beliefs. It doesn't even feel like work. The ultimate example of mindfulness and awareness of self. So now that we've been through the 3 examples, where do you stand? Do you find that your thoughts flow seamlessly? Are you at a full disconnect? Or are you fighting an uphill battle? So why is this conversation so relevant right now? Well, in a time of uncertainty, where people are out of jobs, where people have broken their routines, our overall identity is challenged. We're not really sure what direction we're going. We're not necessarily sure who we are or who we're going to be after all of this. And so these conversations, creating this seamless connection between your two minds, is the key to being able to get through these times. So there's an interesting concept, a challenge of identity. So what makes up our identity? Well, I guess you'll just have to wait for the next episode to find out. But thank you all very, very much for tuning in and watching this video. I'm really, really excited to hear your thoughts on where you are in the scheme of seamlessly connected, disconnected, or uphill battle. Talk to you really soon and have an awesome day.